Guy, it's another spring day. It's a Friday. I know it's going to rain tomorrow, but it feels like baseball.
No, and I know you're excited. I saw your guy Lindor. He looked like Eddie Murphy from Coming to America, man. You see that jacket he was sporting? I mean,
Look, I
as a
don't.
matter of fact, the New York Post had a picture of him comparing him to Eddie Murphy.
Lindor is going to set some fashion statements this year. Like the blue hair that's going on right now. And it's so it's funny. I mean, I'm thinking about your Yankees, and you guys have there's a grooming issue with you can't. In other words, like if I want to have blue hair on the Yankees, definitely wouldn't be happening. I'm a little unshaven today, by the way.
Right.
Showing you that as a half Italian man, I'm actually only a day and a half from a decent beard most times, despite the fact that I show up clean shaven on Fast Money. And that no mustaches on the Yankees. And so here's where I'm going with this. Your Yankees, after we talked yesterday about how the Yankees really sucked in the 70s until the Chambliss, home run and this and that. And I think the Yankees went on to win their first series in forever in 77.
They got blown out by the Reds in 76. I think they got swept. And I remember Sparky Anderson going to the mound and saying that, something about Thurman Munson, like that guy can really hit type of thing. And then subsequently, he's no Johnny Bench, which that's fine. It's true. But then 77, of course, they beat the Dodgers, I think in 6 games. So there you go.
And Thurman was, God rest his soul, man. What a great competitor. And 1977. So today is the anniversary of one of the great movies of all times that was released in 77. As you were celebrating with your boys in Croton with your hoodies on and roughing somebody up.
Give me a hint. Help me out a little bit here, because that's like I think I'm probably in 8th grade or something.
Music from the soundtrack. Dun, 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 dun. Do anything for you? All right.
Hold on. Right back to where we started from. Jeez.
All right. Well, yeah.
Slapshot. You gave me a Paul Newman. That's fantastic. And you know what's funny? That so Paul Newman, obviously in both movies, so was the older dude whose name escapes me, but he was the warden in Cool Hand Luke, and he was the owner in Slapshot, if you recall.
Of the Charlestown
Chiefs. I wish I could think of his name.
That is tremendous. What we have here.
That's exactly right.
So Slapshot. That movie never gets made today. Clearly, right? We're way too woke. We're way too PC. And that movie it's one of my favorites. Go back on my Twitter, and you'll see probably on October 31st, every year since I've been on Twitter, there's a picture of me in my Chiefs jersey, dressed up as any one of the 3 Hanson brothers.
It's a go-to Halloween. It's a fantastic. And I will tell you, when people tweet out things like, name the top 5 hockey players of all time, I'll send a picture of Reg Dunlop out just because I think he deserves it. That's why.
So think of the days of guys like Reg Dunlop, though, in the NHL. And like the last Reg Dunlop that I can think was closest to that. Almost like a Craig McTavish,
Look at you. Look, that's a nice pull. But the last guy in the NHL not to wear a helmet, by the way, was Craig McTavish.
One of the features of the film is the hooliganism of minor league hockey. But that really, let's face it, that was hockey. I mean, that same time, it might have been when that movie came out. The next night, after watching that in the theater, the Boston Bruins came to New York to play the Rangers. Somebody in the crowd pissed them off, and Terry O'Reilly and Mike Milbury jump into the stands and beat a New Yorker with their own shoe.
It was bedlam.
I hate Milbury, but that's it. That you got to respect that move.
The movie is so Ogie Oglethorpe. I mean, the scenes in the locker room, the Syracuse. I forget what the Syracuse team was, and they brought all the goons in. And
let's ascribe some market players to players in the movie Slapshot, and that could be market players right now, where obviously market's going through some volatility, or just more in general.
I believe Ned was a guy that wanted to play it straight, if I recall. He wanted just to play the game. So who just wants to go out there and just play it straight, what company's just trying to do things the right way, fly under the radar screen. It's a tough call. If I had to say one, how's about like an Oracle, for example, just playing it straight, just doing just putting one pant leg on at a time. People are overlooking them. It's not flashy. But meanwhile, Oracle, if you look the last couple of days, it's at a multi-year high, very quietly, like Ned, like Ned in Slapshot.
Right. Okay. No, I like what you're doing. I mean, look, Larry Ellison has evolved that company beyond multiple different phases. No one's integrated more businesses and gone from, Oracle was a hardware player. They really converted to the software world. So nice call by you. Let's go with Hanson Brothers. I mean,
wow.
Obviously. And so Hanson Brothers, we're talking about not just rough and tumble, but really without any regard for the prevailing status quo.
That's easy. I mean, the answer to that. I'll let you answer because I know you know the answer to that.
It's not quite the same, but I actually would put Salesforce in there. I mean, Salesforce has been very aggressive.
I like what you did there.
Very innovative at the same time. Again, they actually taught Oracle what to do. All right, so who's your obvious?
I think Tesla. I mean, without any regard to the norms and just that they don't give a,
it's a great call.
Give a bleep. I mean, it's got to be Elon Musk. I mean, he embodies all three Hanson brothers simultaneously. So I thought you'd immediately go there.
Back to Newman. So an aging, almost dated veteran and star, maybe playing in the twilight of his career, looking to reinvent himself.
The answer to this.
This is IBM, or this is
I would say it's General Motors. You go right to GM.
You go to GM. It's funny. I was going to say GE, but yeah, you're right. I mean, look, I think GM is. They're almost Gabe Killer Carlson, in their own way. I mean, they really have just decided that they're getting after it, and they don't even care. Look, with like the Nikola potential transaction and the discussion there. I mean, they obviously didn't care about if anybody thought they could, play in that arena or not, or who they might be messing with. And obviously, I think they ultimately came to their senses about that Nikola deal. Yeah, look, there's Slapshot. I mean, the players are truly. Is hockey a better sport without the fighting today?
I think it's a faster sport. It's a more skilled sport. Is it a better sport? I think it's become a more dangerous sport in a lot of ways as well. But again, that's for another time. But it's a great question. Maybe that's what we ask our audience today.
They're going to answer it for us. And before we get out of here, we have the Rangers playing. I think those bad Bruins tonight, right?
Who got smoked last night on the island. So you don't want the Bruins off a 7-2 loss. This is a tough match for the Rangers tonight.
And we don't have enough time to explore also the Artemi Panarin story. But I think the question is, and this is the same thing that was needed in Slapshot and what's needed in the market. Who's going to emerge to give some confidence that the market doesn't need to be so reliant just on big cap tech and high flyers? And I don't know. You have to have the answer here. And I think I've probably just extended our conversation beyond where we can go. All right. So on the way out, soundtrack of Slapshot, you had Elton John. Sorry seems to be the hardest word.
Good, Paul.
Leo Sayer, Don't Call Me Richard Simmons. You Make Me Feel Like Dancing.
Great call. Wonderful call. And then that Maxine Nightingale.
I go Elton John, because Elton John, to me, in the 70s, he was unlistenable in the 80s, but Elton John, and sorry, what do I got to do to make you love me, guy? That's where I'm going to leave this.
Well, then we'll figure it out on Monday.
Later.
See you later.